Hello, I'm Infinum. Today we're going to do a little review on my own gameplay. I haven't done a review in one of these YouTube videos for a while, so I figured it could be a good idea to assess where I'm at as a player and how to move forward to improve. So last time I did one of these review videos, I was in gold, but since then I managed to hit plat. I managed to go down all the way to gold 4. I managed to make it all the way back to plat, and at the moment I'm kind of plateauing around here in between gold 1, plat 4. My LP gains are also not fantastic at the moment, so it also does not help. But, you know, that's life. That's okay. That's how it is. Anyway, we're here for improvement, not for particularly LP gains. Those will come with time, right? Anyway, so this game, we have a particularly weird level 1. And it's a full-out brawl fiesta level 1, so we just team fight ARAM, all random, all bot, ARAB, I guess. And we get a first blood. We also get to use all of our Q stacks on all of these people and just DPS a lot of it. There's no point in flashing forward, going for more with this play because we already got plenty out of it. And it's not like you can really follow up and they're in their tower, right? It's just very difficult to execute any other type of play. So I base, get a dagger. I arrived to lane a little late, so Pyke being here is a little complicated to follow up because as I'm arriving as fast as possible, right? He's already getting into a trade that is bad, right? It's a 1v2 trade. So that part was a bit unfortunate because otherwise I would say that I should walk up, right? Where a lot of the times where Pyke will walk up to get a hook, but I wouldn't walk up, right? That would be my mistake. But this time I know I can't do that in this particular situation, but it's something to just keep in mind because it's a mistake that could happen. Here we should just trim the wave as we can, last it while we can last it, and we move on. Basically our win condition in this lane, we just want to let Pyke get any hooks, and if he does, we want to follow up with W, keep them slowed, and then try to all-in kill one of them. Otherwise, if this gets into we're in their range, they hit some poke, there we get Ashe slow, they get Seraphine rooted, it's unplayable, right? So that's kind of what happens in this lane though, honestly. Ooh, big hook here, and gets Ashe Flash, pretty good. So at the moment we should be looking on that Ashe Summoner spells. They get really decent poke onto Pyke, but he heals so much with his passive. Let's take a look at what happens next, because I remember this part. I'm doing a second take on the video, and yeah, the backhand on this is terrible. So I think it's really difficult here, because all you have to do is collect the wave, farm a little bit on their tower, and make sure they're a bit closer to us so we have more space to run them down. But instead, we have the Ashe slow into the Seraphine E, double E, right? So she gets the stun as well. And at the moment, the backhand on this trade is so bad. But it happens, right? Those are things that will just keep happening. Here, Pyke goes for a hook, can't land it on Ashe. She no longer has flash, right? So that's a big deal. And we're a bit stuck in their tower. We can't really do that much more. And all we can really do is try to play a little bit around Seraphine spells, try to dodge, right? So for example, here, the Seraphine should try to sorry, the Seraphine should try to time a spell as I try to last hit the cannon. I definitely want to last hit it, right? But that is not the case. Maybe she didn't have it on cooldown, but she uses both of her spells now, right? That part is a bit odd. But that's kind of something that you have to consider, right? Where, do you want to trade your HP bar for potentially a cannon? Get some more gold? Is that a big enough deal? Is that something you want to go for? Possibly yes. So, okay, this looks better. So we have to keep that in mind. Alright, cool. We lost it. We ward a little. We try to step up. Pyke really walks up. Okay, so this is exactly what I was mentioning earlier, where Pyke is fishing for a hook. But I'm pretty happy just last hitting here, right? But look at the line. My YUNARA should probably be positioned here. So this way we can get a nice triangle formation and 2v1 them. Instead, this is where I'm at. This is where the Seraphine is. In what world can I cover all this distance, right? So this is the thing. I'm high enough HP to the point where I can play the game. Therefore, I should play in line with my support, right? So in this way, if I'm trying to last it here, just kill this guy. I think at this point, I believe I'm not strong enough to play like this, but I think it's just something worth mentioning because he gets this nice hook, but he can't really follow up. Now the question is, Would we be able to win? My feeling is no, right? Like, these health bars are really high. We both have particularly a lot of mana, but I think we just get ran down by Ashe Seraphine, honestly. Looking back. But it's still a good concept to have in mind, because sometimes they'll just grief this anyway. And again, like, look at the position that I share with Pyke in this lane. Right? I'm never like horizontally aligned with my Pyke. Like, I'm playing behind him. This is like, I'm playing ADC, and this is like the passive enchanter that we get in a lot of our games. Here, I'm doing the same thing to this Pyke in particular, right? Yeah. Keep going. Let's take a look. All right. Looks like a hook happens here. He missed the hook. Yeah, so like now, I try to walk a little bit further because I'm seeing this triangle between Pyke, YUNARA, and Ashe, right? So I'm like, well, if he lands the hook, I want to be within range to kill the Ashe, especially because we also know that Ashe has no flash, right? Instead, the hook is missed and takes a big chunk from Seraphine, and the Ashe is able to run us down as well, and I have to flash out. This is incredibly poor. All from that like one situation where like Pyke can still heal through this, but I kind of can't. I get these, and the Ashe runs me down. I no longer have flash, right? And we die. So I'd say like in this situation, it's like Pyke needs to land the hooks, and if he lands the hook, you can go for it. But in this case, it's such a high risk spell in the sense of like I had to walk up, right? So I am able to deal damage on the Ashe, but it's not enough. And they have all of these health bars, and they're able to do whatever they wanted to us, and it's just really bad. So how would we improve this? I honestly don't know. Like, it's a little bit of maybe we should be a bit more passive because they had all of this health bar. My HP was like this, and Pyke's was like a little bit higher as well, right? So maybe we just don't win, and if we don't win, we shouldn't play it at all, right? So that would be like step one. But you know, I tried to trust the Pyke. Like, I tried to make that correction from not being in the same line as Pyke, and I failed. So like, there's some good and bad in it, right? Like, the outcome is obviously really devastating. We lose this whole wave. But at least I tried to play with the Pyke, which is the one thing that I was trying to point out. Alright, so cool. This would be like the laning phase. It wasn't much better than this. Hold on, let me just clear that. Okay. It wasn't much better than this, honestly. Like, there's a lot of things that just happened really wrong. And the game honestly looks really doomed. I believe this is an FF15 angle, but the game gets a little bit more interesting. Let me just do this and like find the first few times where they start inting a little bit. So here we're able to kill the Trundle. That is a massive amount of gold that we get there, 839. So let's look how we play this further. I believe there's just not much more going on, right? Like, just use your W, clear wave. Cool. All right, so like the thing about this game that gets interesting is that laning phase is really difficult, and the game state was not very favorable, right? Oh, hold on. I had a really nice scoreboard moment. Because I totally believe the game was done. I mean, like, these guys are so fed. I mean, this guy isn't yet, right? But like, we don't really have a way to win this game. They also like have insane scaling. Like, these two together, this guy's ult, in my opinion, very difficult to play into. But I managed to get a lot of gold on me. So let's take a look into some more fights. Fiddlestick's ult is done, so we're going for him. Get another kill, and then I decided to chase the Lux. We know like her Q is done, right? And she just used it. Sorry. Well, or her ult or something. I definitely thought that there was a reason why I wanted to chase this. Cleanse the Q. We get the Lux shut down, and like, look at the amount of gold I'm coming back into the game with, right? Like, we went from that spot where it's terrible in laning phase to 18 minutes, you have 150 CS, and we're like basically 2 items and a half, right? On decent way towards Infinity Edge. So the game definitely gets into our hands where it's something we can have agency on. Insane Seraphine ult, and then like my cleanse is cosmetic in this fight, no? Oh. I wonder if I didn't see this in time. Where like afterwards I'm like, oh crap, I have my cleanse, but maybe I didn't see that I had cleanse for this ult. If I do that, I can live here, and our team is still... I think I still die, honestly. Because the trundle would come from bot side. But we can definitely deal a bit more damage and do something else. I also saw that Galio disconnected after the fact. So this also wasn't helping with our winning chances in this game. But it's still not over. Like, the amount of kills that we still get is pretty crazy, honestly. Stunned. I have no cleanse. Or, wait, I just used it. I used it here on the Fiddlesticks ult. So I try to play it. They can nearly end the game at 23 minutes. And you saw the duration of this game, so that's not exactly how this goes. And the crazy part is that we just have a lot of gold, right? We have so many items at this point, and we can pull off a successful base defense. We also try to get this Drake. We base, and like, we're 4 items at 24 minutes. Like, the game is completely in my hands to carry. So I think it's still productive that despite the game having been in like such a difficult state, getting all of these shutdowns should have been enough to, you know, at least make it a bit easier on us to somehow get a comeback. Let's look a little bit at some of these team fights. You know, a lot of this execution thing with like getting CC'd, I think we're eating every ult possible. So many times. They do have a lot of CC, but I think we can like do that a little bit better. I'm just gonna go through the kills a little bit. We also got a Baron at this point. Oh, all right. Let's look at this stuff. Yeah, just Fiddlesticks here. So I think at this point I should have bought a QSS sooner. I bought like a GA in this fight instead. We kite. They kill, but there's still all 2 of them here. Galio splitting. ETP's in, but I'm dead. I definitely, like, I just made the call to get QSS way too late. It's definitely QSS plus cleanse type game, and I didn't do that. So that's another item situation. I think I'm kind of devolving into, like, from good perspectives on the review. We get towers, we try to push. The problem that this game got itself into is that we had like these team fights where we fight, we kill, we clear the game. Not clear the game. We get an ace on their team, but our whole 3 inhibs are down. So it becomes also very difficult to just win anything, right? Because it's like you need to you win the team fight and then you need to push out everything. And then you win another team fight and then you need to push out everything. So at some point we just lost the team fight instead, and it was a bit it's my fault here. Like, I can't out-damage the Ashe. I think if I try to kite a bit more, don't try to play to 1v1 the Ashe, it's probably fine. Oh, does this increase? Oh yeah, it increases speed with up and down arrows. That's cool. Yeah, and then they just end, right? But yeah, like, a lot of the problems here were with CC, where it's landing on me here, like, all of this. But like, do you see the amount of ults that I'm eating here? Like, root, charm, so I cleanse that one, and then it's full Ashe arrow as well. They had GA this time. And then we're on top of a trundle, so I try to kite him. He does his E pretty well there. We just have to fight him there, because we can't really move. Team still won the team fight, but like, at the end of the day, we're always like 3 inhibs down. It's really difficult to win this particular game. Yeah. So what are my thoughts? How do you improve from this? I think the laning phase we could have done a little bit better, right? Playing around the pike. The team fighting was in general okay, but I think the threat assessment could be better. I just felt like they were like crapping out so many like Seraphine ults come out of nowhere, Seraphine E comes out of nowhere, especially with slows, right? Fears, there's like so much CC to play into in their comp, and I think I just made this decision to get Scimitar really late, and I didn't even know if I used it when I died. I actually died with both sums up, but mostly because I just flash in to try to get this kill rather than like playing more cautiously, right? I'm fairly reckless. Like, I don't die to any CC in this last fight. But again, like, it's a 40-minute game, you lose concentration, things like that. Like, I can make excuses, right? But at the end of the day, it's a bit more patience that I also need to add into my game, where it's like, I need to be there for the fight, of course. But I think this is so necessary, right? So, feedback, maybe. Play with support, again. Always play with your support, right? Always adapt to them. And be present in fights, but be patient, right? Don't all in, don't commit to the fight. Just entertain the fight, right? Be there. deal whatever damage you can, don't die. Right? I'd say that's a bit more like, you know, some games are a bit more extreme. Sometimes you feel like you really need to take it, you know, balls to the wall, full risk it. Sometimes you fail, and that's okay too, right? At the end of the day, we got to improve as well. I think usually I have like the problem where I don't fight enough. So for me, if I'm, you know, if I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to go in and trying to fight more, it's still a compensation from other things that I'm working on. But maybe at this point, it's correct to be a bit more like more present in fights still, but being a bit more relaxed, a little bit more entertaining the idea of the fight. Poke a little bit. Get what I mean. Poking is really difficult on YUNARA, right? Like you throw your W or or you have to be in auto range, and if you're in auto range, you kind of want to commit to the fight. But maybe like just this isn't necessary, right? This is what I mean. Like you can play max range here on Trundle, kill him first, and you don't have to get into this like all-out brawl with Ashe. And being more patient there. That's really the point. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any different pointers, I'm also down. I kind of skipped through the mid game a little bit. I just wanted to show you a little bit more of how this game went, which is okay. I also think this review is a bit long. 16 minutes is quite a long game, long review. It's a 40-minute game and understandable. But usually I'd like to keep the reviews like between like 5 minutes. But I hadn't reviewed in a bit as a video as well, so I kind of wanted to see where this would go. And yeah, you know, always working on improving. I think that's okay. I think that's the way to go. Sometimes we can be a bit emotionally attached to games, and like, for example, here I'm like maybe making excuses that on how you know, you lose concentration and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to work out with whatever you need to brace through it. But I like the feedback, right? So like the feedback loop here, being present in fights. So like you can even extend that to the laning phase, right? Be prepared to fight, but don't commit to it. Don't be emotionally attached to, you know, I have to flash in and kill everyone and be the megastar, right? That's fine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as YUNARA goes, I've written a guide on MobileFire, very detailed on how to play throughout all the stages of the game, combos, all of that fun stuff. You can check it out on the description. At the moment, I think it's probably better to resume my content back to reviewing my own gameplay, and I'll see whichever YUNARA content I can piece at the same time, because I'm becoming an OTP really at this point, so that part's fun. And yeah, any feedback, let me know. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!